Okay. Welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 19, Real and Non-Real Solutions Practice Problems. Okay, without calculating the solutions, determine whether each equation has real solutions or not. Well, this is weird because they give you a graph. Are we supposed to calculate all of these? I don't. What did they do? This is a bad question. All right, so let us start with the first one. There's no C term. So b squared minus 4ac. B squared minus 4ac is 3 squared minus 4 times negative 0.5 times 0, which is just 9, which is positive, so we have two real solutions. So 2 real. Okay, next one. B squared, negative 4, make sure you put the negative in parentheses, minus 4 times A times C is 16 minus 28, which is a negative number. So this is 2 non-real. All right, for C, we get negative B squared. I mean, not negative B, just B squared minus 4 times A, which is 2, times C, which is negative 1. Oh, look at that, 2 negatives. 4. 2 negatives make a positive. 4 times 2 is 8, which is 12, which is positive. That's 2 reals. D. All right, so this is not equal to 0, so I have to move the 3 over, rewrite. Oh, I keep forgetting to change the color. So I'm going to minus 3 on both sides of the equation. Negative 0.5 x squared plus 3x minus 3 equals 0. B squared, which is 3 squared minus 4 times A, which is negative 0.5 times negative 3 equals 0. 9 minus 1, 2, 3 negatives. That 3 is an odd number. That means the answer is negative. 4 times 0.5 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6, which is 3. That means 2 real solutions. Okay, looking at the graph here. This has no real because the graph does not touch the x-axis. We don't even have to calculate b squared minus 4ac. Okay, well, for this one, let's look at the graphs first. This has 2 real solutions. This one has 2 real solutions. All right, and then they stuck an E and an F on us. All right, E, b squared minus 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 7. Oh, wait. Look at this. This equation has a 5 on it. It's not equal to 0. So if I subtract 5 to both sides, I get x squared minus 4x plus 2 equal to 0. Your trinomial must be equal to 0. I almost made that mistake. So negative 4 squared minus 4 times 1 times 2 gives us 16 minus 8, which is 8. So this has 2 real. I'm going to take F over here. So the first thing we got to do is add 4 to both sides. So you get 2x squared minus 2x plus 3 equal to 0. So b squared, negative 2 squared minus 4 times A times C is 4 minus 8 times 3 is 24, which is negative 20. So this has 2 non-real solutions. Okay, this thing is graphed. Based on the graph, what number could you put in a box to create an equation that has no real solution? No real solutions. So because of the negative 4, all right, so basically, this negative 4, when x is 0, because we're on the y-axis, tells us we come down 4. So all we have to do is get this point above 0. That's all we got to do. And so now, what will move that point above 0? So if I put a negative 4 over here and I added it to both sides, that would give me 0. So it has to be any number less than negative 4. So x, well, not x. Let's not say x. Let's say the box. The box has to be less than negative 4. Because if you put a positive over there, when you move it, you will have to subtract it from both sides. So it has to be less than negative 4. Any number less than negative 4 would move this graph up. Okay. Here's this line graphed. All right, so it has no real solutions. How do I know? The graph does not touch the x-axis anywhere, so it doesn't touch the x-axis. So it has no real. Now, how do we solve it? We use the quadratic formula. Negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Negative of negative 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times a, which is 1.5, times c, which is 2. All over 2 times 1.5. Okay, moving over to the left. Negative times negative is 3, plus or minus the square root, 3 squared is 9. 4 times 1.5 times 2 is negative 12, all over 1.5. That's 3. So we get 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3, all over 3, which gives us 3 plus or minus I root 3 over 3. I could simplify that further, but I'm going to leave it like this. This is not, no, you know what? Let's show you. So put the 3 over 3 plus or minus I root 3 over 3. The 3's cancel out, so you're left with 1 plus or minus I root 3 over 3. Sorry that got so small at the bottom, but you know how to do 3 divided by 3. So you really didn't need to see that. This is the best answer. This is the most simplified answer. I'm sorry I ran out of space. I should have probably moved this up to have more room. Write a quadratic with real coefficient that has 2 non-real solutions. I think what we learned was that x squared plus, I don't know, some 6x must be bigger than 6. 6 squared must be bigger than 6 squared, which is, let's say, 37. Now, why did I choose that number? Well, maybe not 6 squared, but because we're going to do 4 times that number. So how do I know? B squared minus 4ac. 6 squared minus 4 times a times c. Oh, yeah. I could have put a 10 here. So any number times 4 that's bigger than 36. And I put a 37 in there, which is a crazy big number. I should have put a 10 in there. Let's put a 10 in there because that's the smallest number. Let's change this to 10. Let's change this to 10. Minus 40 gives us negative 4. Negative gives us 2 non-real solutions.